this incoming session of Congress is going to be a disaster. I've talked about how the margin's going to be so slim in the House they're not going to get much done. Well, what is one of their priorities in this incoming session? Well, according to James Comer, the head of the House Oversight Committee, they still want to interview Hunter Biden. Yes, Hunter Biden, who just got pardoned for all crimes by President Joe Biden. They're not done with him. And James Comer says, well, I'm not done with it. He can still come and testify. There's more we need to know. We haven't gotten all the information. We've been looking into the Biden crime family and the usual talking points. So he now wants Hunter Biden to come back and testify because Hunter Biden can't plead the fifth anymore because of the pardon. So he thinks this is going to be some big gotcha. But you guys have been investigating Joe Biden for 2 years. You've come up with nothing. In fact, you started looking into Joe Biden, or at least your DOJ did under the Trump administration, all the way back in 2020. And the best you could come up with on either of them is that Hunter Biden lied on a gun form and was late filing his taxes, but then turned around, filed them, and paid all back penalties and interest. Those are the best things you could come up with on either Biden. But you're convinced there is something there. Well, you want to know why you're so convinced? Because I got a theory I've been talking about, off and on for a while. I think it's because you're so used to covering up the bullshit coming from your guy, the 34 felonies in Manhattan, the taking of classified documents, mishandling classified documents, inciting an insurrection, all of it, that you're so used to your guy being that corrupt, you're convinced that Joe Biden has to be, because there's no way your guy can be the only one that's that bad. But he is that bad. So maybe instead of continuing to investigate Joe and Hunter Biden, because, hey, you guys won the election, you guys won, why don't you actually do some work for the American people? Pass some things that would actually help people. Oh, but most of your agenda doesn't involve helping everyday people. It's passing a tax cut for rich people and extending Donald Trump's tax cuts, to make sure that the rich people have more money, and maybe continuing the tariffs that Donald Trump wants to put in, and maybe dealing with immigration. That's about it. You don't want to work for the American people. You want to help the rich people and your own interests. So why don't you get to work and do something and quit investigating Hunter and Joe Biden? You couldn't find anything in the last 2 years. What makes you think now you're going to find something? There isn't anything to find. If you hadn't found it yet, there's nothing there to find.